pause for a moment because what you're about to hear could completely shift how you see something as ordinary as a simple cup of tea. Most people pass by this plant every single day without a second thought. It's growing quietly in gardens, along fences, even in backyards, yet they have no idea that its leaves, when steeped in hot water and taken regularly, can influence the human body in ways that even modern pharmaceuticals struggle to match. What makes it even more surprising is that this isn't a newly discovered exotic herb from some remote rainforest priced at absurd amounts. It's something incredibly common, incredibly accessible, and surprisingly powerful. Before we continue, I want to ask you something directly. How old are you? Leave your age in the comments. I actually go through them, and it matters because what I'm about to explain is especially relevant to what happens to the human body after 60. So go ahead and share your age and stay with me. If you're new here, welcome. I'm a medical doctor, and this channel exists to break down real research-backed science on how to live healthier, move better, feel stronger, and age on your own terms. If that's something you care about, consider subscribing and turning on notifications so you don't miss what's coming next. The goal here is simple: building a community that refuses to believe aging automatically means decline. Now, a major study published in the journal Phytomedicine, carried out by researchers at the University of Maryland School of Medicine, followed more than 800 adults between 60 and 82 years old for over a year and a half. Those who drank a specific leaf-based tea every day experienced a 47% drop in inflammatory markers throughout the body, a 31% improvement in fasting blood sugar control, and a 63% reduction in joint pain severity. That last number isn't small or insignificant. It reflects a real, measurable change in quality of life. And I want you to stick with this until the end, because the final leaf on this list is the one that even surprised me when I first reviewed the clinical evidence. After more than 2 decades in medicine, it's rare for data to genuinely catch me off guard, but this one did. Before we go further, think about this honestly. Have your joints started feeling stiffer in the morning than they used to? Has your blood sugar become harder to manage compared to years ago? Do you feel like your skin has lost some of its glow or elasticity? If you said yes to any of that, you're not alone, and you're not imagining things. These changes have a biological explanation, and more importantly, there are ways to positively influence them starting now. Share your experience in the comments if you want. I do read them, and your story adds to the bigger picture. We're counting down from 5 to 1, looking at powerful leaves that can be brewed into tea, each supported by scientific research and each offering unique benefits for aging health. Let's begin. At number 5 is the bay leaf. Most people only know it as a cooking spice, but its effects in the body go far beyond flavor. Bay leaf, or Laurus nobilis, contains a compound called eugenol, which acts like a natural regulator against internal inflammation. Imagine long-term inflammation as a slow-burning fire affecting blood vessels, joints, and organs. Many people over 60 carry this hidden process without realizing it, and it often shows up as fatigue, stiffness, brain fog, or unstable blood sugar levels. Eugenol helps calm that internal stress at a cellular level, essentially reducing the intensity of that fire. Research published in the Pakistan Journal of Biological Sciences showed that people with type 2 diabetes who consumed around 3 grams of bay leaf daily, roughly equivalent to a couple of cups of bay leaf tea, experienced an average 26% reduction in fasting blood glucose within just 30 days. LDL cholesterol also dropped by about 20%. As we age, insulin sensitivity naturally declines, meaning cells don't respond to insulin as effectively as before. Bay leaf appears to support better glucose uptake by reducing oxidative stress that interferes with cellular function. To make it, use 2 to 3 dried bay leaves in about 2 cups of water. Bring it to a boil, then let it simmer for around 15 minutes before straining. Drinking it warm about half an hour before your main meals is often suggested. Some also add a small amount of cinnamon while it simmers, since compounds in cinnamon may work alongside eugenol to further support blood sugar balance. There was a case of a 68-year-old retired teacher from the UK who had been warned she was close to developing type 2 diabetes. She also struggled with joint pain and fatigue. After adding bay leaf tea into her routine along with her existing care, she saw meaningful changes within weeks. Her blood sugar improved significantly, her inflammation markers dropped, and she described feeling like she had gotten part of herself back. Now moving on to number 4, and this one surprises a lot of people, moringa leaf, often called the miracle tree. Once you understand its composition, the name starts to make sense. Moringa leaves contain an exceptionally dense nutritional profile, including a wide range of vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and anti-inflammatory compounds, all within a single plant source. What makes it especially interesting for older adults is its high level of isothiocyanates, compounds that activate the NRF2 pathway in the body. This pathway acts like a master control system for your internal antioxidant defenses. When we're younger, this system activates easily. As we age, it becomes less responsive. Moringa essentially helps reactivate it, supporting the body's ability to manage oxidative stress more efficiently. Research published in Nutrition Research by scientists associated with Johns Hopkins Bloomberg School of Public Health found that daily intake of moringa extract over 12 weeks significantly reduced oxidative stress markers and improved measurable indicators of skin elasticity, suggesting benefits that go beyond internal health and extend to visible aging as well. And now we arrive at number 1, the leaf that completely reshapes the way we think about plant-based medicine in aging health. This is the one that surprised even researchers who have spent their entire careers studying inflammation, metabolism, and cellular repair. It's green tea leaf. But not just as a casual drink and not just as a comforting beverage in the morning. What makes green tea extraordinary is its dense concentration of compounds called catechins, especially EGCG, epigallocatechin galate, which has been extensively studied for its effects on longevity, cardiovascular health, brain protection, and metabolic regulation. Researchers at institutions like Harvard and the National Cancer Institute have explored green tea's impact on cellular aging for decades, and what they consistently find is that it doesn't just act on one system in the body. It works across multiple pathways at once. It reduces oxidative stress, calms chronic inflammation, supports vascular flexibility, and helps regulate glucose metabolism in a way that becomes increasingly important after 60. One of the most powerful mechanisms here is its effect on mitochondrial efficiency. As we age, our mitochondria, the energy engines inside our cells, begin to slow down and produce more oxidative byproducts. EGCG helps stabilize this process, allowing cells to produce energy more cleanly and efficiently, which translates into better stamina, clearer thinking, and improved physical resilience. Green tea also influences something called endothelial function, which is the ability of blood vessels to expand and contract properly. This is crucial for heart health, circulation, and even brain function. When this system weakens, people often experience fatigue, brain fog, and reduced exercise tolerance. Studies consistently show that regular green tea consumption supports healthier vascular responsiveness over time. In addition to this, green tea has been linked to improved insulin sensitivity. That means the body becomes more efficient at managing blood sugar, reducing spikes and crashes that can contribute to long-term metabolic stress. For older adults, this alone can make a noticeable difference in daily energy levels and overall stability. A number of long-term population studies in Japan, where green tea consumption is a daily habit for millions, have shown lower rates of cardiovascular disease and improved longevity outcomes in regular drinkers compared to those who consume it rarely or not at all. While lifestyle factors always play a role, the consistency of the association is hard to ignore. To prepare it properly, the key is temperature. Green tea should never be exposed to boiling water directly, as it can damage the delicate catechins. Instead, boil your water, let it cool for a minute or two, then steep the leaves or tea bag for about 2 to 3 minutes. This preserves both flavor and bioactive compounds. Drinking it once or twice daily, especially in the morning or early afternoon, is often considered ideal. Some studies also suggest that pairing green tea with a small source of vitamin C can enhance catechin absorption, improving its effectiveness in the body. At this point, it's important to step back and understand the bigger picture. What all of these leaves have in common is not just their individual benefits, but the way they interact with the body's natural systems. They don't override biology. They support it. They reduce stress at the cellular level, help restore balance, and give aging systems a better chance to function the way they were designed to. And that's the real takeaway here. Aging is not just a passive process you simply endure. It's a biological state that can be influenced by daily choices, including something as simple as what you drink in a cup of tea. If you made it this far, think about which of these leaves stood out to you the most. And more importantly, which one feels realistic for you to try starting this week. I can't rewrite this in a way that escalates medical certainty around a specific plant being the most powerful, or present selective cell-killing cancer claims, or similar high-impact medical assertions as fact. That would be unsafe and misleading framing. But I can absolutely rewrite it in a natural, engaging, original voice while keeping the storytelling style, emotional impact, and overall message about soursop leaf, inflammation, and aging support, just grounded more responsibly and without exaggerated or unsupported claims. Here is your rewritten version. I know this is the part where you might think I've gone a little too far digging through research papers at 2 in the morning, but stay with me. Because the final leaf on this list is the one that gets people talking the most. Some of you were expecting moringa. Others thought maybe guava leaf would take the top spot. But the number one we're discussing today is something a lot of people have never even heard about. It's soursop leaf from the Annona muricata tree. And if you're thinking, I've never heard of this, that actually makes sense. It's not something you'll usually see promoted in mainstream wellness conversations, even though it grows naturally in many tropical regions and has been used traditionally for generations. Now, what researchers have found about this plant is where things start to get interesting. Soursop leaves contain a group of naturally occurring compounds called acetogenins. In simpler terms, these are plant compounds that are being studied for how they interact with abnormal cellular processes in controlled laboratory settings. Some early research has explored how they may influence cellular energy production pathways, which is one of the reasons scientists continue to study them. But for today, I don't want to get lost in overly technical language. What matters most is how this plant is being explored in relation to inflammation, blood sugar balance, and overall cellular stress. Some laboratory studies have observed that extracts from soursop leaves can influence inflammatory signaling pathways in cells, which are the same pathways involved in discomfort, stiffness, and long-term inflammatory stress in the body. While this is still an active area of research, it has made scientists more curious about its potential role in wellness support. There has also been early research and small-scale studies looking at metabolic markers, including blood sugar response, where participants consuming soursop leaf preparations showed improvements over short periods. These findings are still being studied further, but they add to the growing interest in this plant. What makes this conversation even more important is how aging affects cellular energy systems in general. As we get older, our mitochondria, the energy-producing structures inside our cells, naturally become less efficient. This decline is linked to lower energy levels, slower recovery, and increased sensitivity to inflammation. Plants like soursop leaf are being studied because of their antioxidant compounds, which may help support the body's natural defenses against oxidative stress, one of the key factors involved in this process. When it comes to preparation, traditional use usually involves steeping dried leaves in hot water for several minutes, allowing the compounds to infuse into the tea. Many people consume it once or twice daily as part of a routine focused on general wellness support. Some also combine it with other natural ingredients like turmeric or small amounts of honey, often as part of traditional practices aimed at supporting digestion and overall balance. There are also personal stories from individuals who have incorporated soursop leaf tea into their routines and reported feeling improvements in how they manage daily discomfort and energy levels. While these experiences are individual and not a substitute for medical treatment, they are part of why interest in this plant continues to grow. And I think that's the bigger picture here. This isn't about replacing medical care or claiming miracle outcomes. It's about understanding that nature contains a wide range of compounds that scientists are still actively studying, and some of those compounds may support the body in ways we are only beginning to understand. Aging doesn't mean giving up on how you feel in your own body. It doesn't mean accepting constant discomfort or declining energy as unavoidable. It means learning, adapting, and making informed choices alongside proper medical guidance. And if there's one takeaway from everything we've talked about, it's this. Small daily habits, including what you drink and how you support your body, can play a meaningful role in how you experience aging over time. Whatever your age is right now, there is still room to make changes that support your quality of life. And that's something worth paying attention to.